Welcome to Buying a Home in Queenstown property series. Today I'd like to talk about finance and home loans. Before you go shopping for a home, it's best to know your budget. You can talk to your bank manager or a mortgage advisor to find out how much you can borrow and what lending options are available to you. Here in Queenstown, at the moment, we're selling a lot of properties through auctions. What that means to you is that you have to be in a cash position before you come to bid, and that also includes having your pre-approval in place. For other properties that are on the market with price, you can make an offer subject to finance, which is a standard condition on a sale and purchase agreement. However, the market is moving quite quickly here, and it's best for you to be in a very good position, maybe even a cash position, when you're making such offers. Today I am talking with Stuart Mitchell of Lawn Market Queenstown. How are you, Stuart?
Hi, good morning. I'm good. Yourself?
I'm very good, very good. Thank you for meeting with me today. I know you're very busy. I saw you in your office there on the phone talking to
Yeah,
people.
the phone doesn't stop now, which is great. We don't want it to stop.
Perfect. Now we don't. Yeah, I'm the same. So you came from the UK to Queenstown.
Yes, Yorkshire, as the voice gives it away. So yeah, moved here about 8 years ago now. Classic story. Came to New Zealand backpacking 20 years ago. Fell in love with New Zealand and also met a Kiwi here.
Oh, I love stories. We love those.
Yeah. So I went back to the UK for a few years and emigrated out here. Got 2 young girls. Queenstown's a great place for young family lifestyle. It's great, so very happy.
Very happy. Great.
Yes, love it here.
Tell me. So how long have you been in a lending business?
So the Lawn Market, 5 years. I bought the business when I moved back down to Queenstown 5 years ago, and boy, have things changed in the last 5 years from a lending perspective.
Oh,
especially in the last 3.5 years.
They surely have. They surely have. They'll be very important for everybody out there to know what the changes are, what happened. So, could you tell us, in general terms, about what sort of categories they are for lending? Or...
Yeah, sure. So you've got owner-occupied, so purchasing a property to live in. Then you've got investors. 2 categories really now. You've got resident investors, and then you've got overseas investors. Couple of significant changes there that have happened, which we'll be touching on, and then you've got buying off plan and new build.
Right.
So they're the major categories that we're going to have a chat about today.
Stuart, so tell us, do people still need 20% deposit when buying a home?
Good question. Well, a lot of people seem to think you do. The media have done a very good job in implying you must have a 20% deposit. It's categorically incorrect. What's happened is the Reserve Bank have brought out legislation now that means that each bank, only out of all their lending, only 10% of their lending can go to people with less than 20% deposit. Right. So there's capped funding available, and between the banks that door is consistently opening and closing. So you can lend with less than 20%. It is limited funding, but generally at all times between our portfolio of lenders, somebody's always got funding available with less than 20% deposit for owner occupied only.
Right. So people are best to contact you directly every time they're considering an investment or buying something, because they may just get lucky and get into the 10% door.
Correct. The classic is that you would go to your bank that you've got your current account with to go to get a mortgage. If you've got less than 20%, it's a lottery as to whether they've got funding available or not.
Yes.
And all the banks charge a low equity margin when you do have less than 20%, so we can negotiate the better rate across the board than you going direct to the bank, even if they have got funding available.
Right. So the benefits for buyers out there in coming to talk to you is they actually have better access to the funding and right across all.
Correct.
The
You've got 5 chances of being able to lend money with less than 20% rather than you going to your own bank or potentially door knocking. That funding changes almost daily. So you might ask one day and it isn't available, the next it is. Our fingers constantly on the pulse, so we know where and when that funding is available.
Right, well, that's good, and that's why you're busy people considering their option, because this is quite important.
It's definitely made it more challenging for people to buy property. I guess for our industry, it's made us much more relevant because they want to come to us to find out who's got the funding available at the right time. So it's certainly made us a lot busier.
And you're doing a great job, and I have very many happy clients coming back to me saying, you've been of great help, and they actually managed to buy a home, because we know how tough it is to get into a
Yeah, well,
Queenstown
that's good feedback.
market. Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for that.
No problem.
So we'll talk in the future a bit more.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed bits of information here on our lending situation in New Zealand. There will be a link to Stuart's website in the description box below. So contact him directly or give me a call if you have any questions or want to cover anything else.